Tyler and Sam. We'll have Tyler and Sam in our midst. And as you all know, they are actually UK fully funded first year PhD students at the University of Plymouth. So they are here to tell us a lot of things about how to apply for PhD, how to send cold emails to your supervisors, the things you really need to know about PhD. I know how difficult it might be when it comes to PhD. And that's why Tyler and Sam has decided, thankfully, to do this amazing workshop. So there's a lot to learn. I hope you have your journal, you have your pen, like Tyler now, you have your cup of tea or coffee or water. Please get something as we would ride on now. So I'm thinking we should wait like 5 more minutes. Tyler, what do you think before we get started?
Yes, let's wait a couple more minutes and then we start in, let's say, about 2 minutes' time. So it's probably about 1 to 2 months. Let's wait until about 3 minutes past the hour, then we make a start. Just
Okay,
let a few
okay.
more people join.
Okay, so that's fine. So this is the moment where you have to share the link to your loved ones. Hi, Annabelle, nice to meet you. Send the link to everyone you know that needs this workshop. Please send it as soon as possible because once we get started, we're not stopping and we have question and answer at the end of the program. So send the link, send the link, send the link, send the invite link. We can also post on our status. I think, yeah. Post the link, post. We never can tell who will join. Okay, now we have 1 more minute and we get started.
Yeah, and also to point out to everyone, we will be recording this workshop and we will post the recording on YouTube afterwards so you can have the notes available. And before you ask where our YouTube channel is, it's going to be made tonight. So,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Thank you so much, Tyler. Thank you so, so much. We did get the recording at the end of the class, the recording section.
Yeah, we send you the link to the recording via email at the end, along with the slides as a PDF.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we might as well make a start now. So as I said, we will be recording this meeting, which I hope everyone's fine with. If you don't want your video or your voice to be on the recording, please go on mute. And if you want to ask any questions, type in the chat. Otherwise, feel free to put your hand up and ask us questions throughout. And there'll also be a Q&A session at the end. So, thank you for coming, everyone. And as Anise just said, Sam and myself are fully funded first year PhD students. So, if I introduce a bit about us and who we are to start with. Next slide, please, Sam. So, we both at the University of Plymouth, and at, here we go. Yes, so what my project is looking at the diversity of birds on UK farms, and it's called Reimagining Farmland Bird Biodiversity Surveys, Acoustic Monitoring for Citizen Science and Biodiversity Assessment. And before starting my PhD, I actually spent a gap year travelling in China, which helped really boost my CV and get the perfect experience on my application. But likewise, you don't actually need to have a gap year to get a PhD. You don't even need a master's to get a UK PhD. You just need a brilliant application. And that's what we're talking about today. So, Sam, do you want to introduce yourself?
Absolutely, absolutely. Hi, everyone. My name is Samuel Fafiolu. I am an international student. Came into the United Kingdom 2022, November 2022. So this month actually makes it my third year in the United Kingdom. I came for my master's, self-funded. Um, I came for my master's, self-funded. Someone just tried to call me. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you,
Oh,
Sam.
great, great. So I came for my master's. I was self-funded. I did my master's in bioinformatics in Teesside University. Now I'm in University of Plymouth, just like Tyler. And my project is the screen still sharing, just to be sure.
Yeah, we can see it. It's not full
Oh,
screen vault.
oh, okay. Let me do that. Is it better now?
Yeah, there we are. Yeah.
Okay, so my project is in biological sciences. The project title is Embracing the Noise. I'm trying to really study. You can read this on your screen, but I'm trying to study droughts alongside other abiotic stresses and how they affect the growth of weeds. And I'm using a sensor system to study that. Okay. So Tyler, you can go on with.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Sam. So, what we get back to Sam a bit later in the webinar, but to start with, want to just show you the graphs and the results from the questionnaire which we sent around at the start of this meeting. Basically, asking what much you already know about PhDs and how confident you are, which I was laughing at, to be honest. It's a really nice normal distribution, which, if anyone's statistically minded, will recognise. And I can see from this from most people are quite confident with PhD applications, but you might have some questions. Some people might necessarily not be as confident. So we're here to help you, and that's the purpose of this workshop. So, firstly, what is a PhD, and why might you want one? So, PhD is basically an opportunity for you to spend 3 or 4 years studying something which you are passionate about, is to answer an advanced question, and to pass your PhD, you need to make a new addition to knowledge. It might be a small addition, or it might be a Nobel Prize. It could be any addition, and you don't know what that will be until the end. But to pass, you need to have found something new. But it's also a chance to learn new skills, make professional developments, make your social and personal developments as well. To build your connections, build your network, whether you want a job outside or inside academia afterwards, it's a great chance to get to know people and make new contacts. And also, as a head up, a PhD will be hard. I'm not going to lie to you about this. PhD is probably the hardest thing you will ever do, but it's also absolutely fun, absolutely rewarding, and every day you feel like I'm actually making a difference here, which is a great experience. So, as a rough guide, hello, can you hear me better now? Is this better, Peter?
Yes, yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, so as a rough guidance, the structure of a PhD, if you're a full-time student, it will be 3 to 4 years long. And if you're part-time, it will be between 6 to 8 years. The exact length of a PhD, it depends on your funding, depends on the university, and also depends how long you want it to be. But in the UK, this is rough guidance. And in general, your first year will be spent learning new skills, doing the literature review, and doing a pilot study of what data you want to collect. And you'll also be talking about maybe taking a few modules, maybe sitting some master's modules, or if you're in a DTP, doctoral training partnership, your first year will be mainly taught. In second and third year, you'll be collecting data and analysing your data. And then in the fourth year, or potentially third year, if you are doing a 3-year PhD, you'll be writing your thesis. This is what we tend to call the writing year. Some people will be funded for this. Some people, unfortunately, won't be funded for this. But your writing year is when you sit down with your laptop and write. So I also want to tell you a bit about why having a good supervisor is important. So firstly, they're there to mentor and teach you, and that's both academically and pastorally. Academically, they'll be teaching you all the skills you need to learn, but pastorally, they're also there as a friend. If you're having a hard day, or if you feel like you have some imposter syndrome, or if you are really struggling with anything in your life outside of PhD, speak to them and they're there to help you. Remember, your supervisor is meant to be your friend and your colleague. They're not your superior, they're not your teacher, they're your colleague. And that's the sort of relationship which you need to look for. And when choosing a project, I'd argue it's actually harder to choose a good supervisor than it is to choose a good project. You can learn to like your project, you can learn to be fascinated by it, but you cannot learn to like a person which you don't like. So when choosing your projects and choosing your supervisors, I'd recommend you ask yourself 3 questions and almost interview the supervisor as much as they will interview you. So I want you to ask yourself, can I work well with this person? Are they an expert in my field? And can they teach me the necessary skills? So this means you know that they're able to help you academically, but also you're able to get on well with them. And if your answer is no to any of these questions, if you don't think you will work well together, find someone else. Don't put yourself through 4 years of working with someone you don't get on with. It won't end well. So now on to how do you actually choose your PhD project, which I know is an absolute minefield of navigating. There's 2, 3, 400, 500 PhDs advertised every year, and how to choose which one to go for. And some aren't even advertised. So I've made 3 steps on helping you to choose and think about what to actually look for and what projects is actually worth applying to. So firstly, you want to work out why you actually want to do a PhD. Is it to learn new skills? Is it to help in your career path? Do you want to go into academia afterwards? In which case, I hate to break it to you, but you probably will need a PhD. Or do you want to go into industry? If you want to go into industry, think about, will a PhD actually benefit my career path? If it will, great. But also consider, can you go straight into the job without a PhD? Because that is another option. But that's for you to work out and maybe talk to your friends, your supervisors, and people on LinkedIn about. And you might also want to do a PhD to help yourself improve something, whether that's for a personal milestone or an academic milestone. Maybe there's a certain topic you want to learn more about. And you should also be passionate about the research. You should love what you're doing and choose something which fascinates you. Because if it doesn't fascinate you, you're going to be bored. And what's the point of doing something for 4 years which you find boring? A PhD you must be passionate about. Otherwise, when you get the really hard moments when you're struggling, you won't have the motivation to continue. My only comment is if you want to do a PhD for your only purpose of becoming a doctor, don't. Becoming a doctor, being called a doctor, is a side benefit to a PhD. Okay, it's a very cool side benefit, but it's still a benefit. The reason you should do a PhD is because you want to become a more intelligent person, a more logical person, better at your subject, not because you want to be a doctor. Then, once you actually decide you want to do a PhD, you need to work out what skills you want to learn. So to do this, I've broken down into 3 questions. So firstly, ask yourself, what are you currently good at? What do you want to get better at? And what you don't currently know, but you want to learn more about. And then I want you to try and work out what skills link to all of these and how can I combine these into my perfect project. Can these keywords, can these skills translate into a project which you want to apply to? So I've done 3 examples of what I thought about when applying to my PhD. So I thought I'm good at the theory behind ecology and understanding all the facts, but I want to be better at acoustic analysis. So listening to book recordings and understanding basically the noises a bird makes and understanding to analyze acoustic data. But I wanted to learn citizen science. I really love the idea of citizen science, but I've never done it before. So I wanted a PhD which combined using my ecological theory skills, learning and getting better at acoustic analysis, but also having the opportunity to conduct some citizen science, which is what I've managed to find. And once you've worked out what you want to learn, you need to choose your keywords. And these might summarize what you want to research and what skills you want to learn. So you might think, I want to study birds, or I want to study cancer, or I want to study King Henry VIII, or I don't know, social equality in the Second World War. Whatever it is you want to study, that should be your main criteria, your main keywords. but also try and think about keywords which involve skills you want to learn. So I wanted to learn about birds, ecology, conservation, citizen science, and included these in my PhD search, which Sam will talk about in a moment, to try and broaden the application and find as many good projects as possible. Sam, I think you're blocking half the screen at the moment. Maybe turn that setting off. There we go, that's better, thank you. Yeah, and then to go back to my example, I also looked at a few synonyms of the words. So, like, instead of saying bird, I also searched for avian or soundscapes to try and broaden research in case some supervisors have used unusual words. And that led to me finding my ideal project. And in case you're wondering, this cute little bird here is called a tree creeper. They're really cute little things. So, hope that was a quick overview. And now Sam will talk you through how to actually find your perfect project.
Thank you. Very brilliant presentation there, Tyler. I would like to ask everyone, what's your current discipline? What's the discipline that you would like to pursue for your PhD, or what did you study in school? I'd like to see that in the chat, and because it's going to influence how we find. I'm going to pick someone's discipline, and we'll use it to search for projects. So let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it. What's your discipline? What do you also want to study? What are you passionate about? I mean, because you've heard Tyler now. He's spoken about the keywords, spoken about different things, spoken about out of what you're passionate about, what skill you want to learn. So from what he has said, what discipline do you have? If you don't send a chat, I probably will continue with my own discipline. But I have a PhD already, so there's no need to check for something in my discipline. So I want to check for someone in the chat section. So just tell me what you have for your bachelor's. Did you study botany, biology, agriculture? What did you study for bachelor's? And what are you looking to study for your PhD? Quickly, quickly, quickly. Let's do that. Let's do that quickly. Let me know when we have chats. Let me know when we have.
Yeah, we got a few in the chat. So there's somebody who's wants to do PhD in international tourist management. Got some people want to do infectious disease, civil
Okay.
environmental engineering. So
Yeah.
that's all a great combination of PhDs. And I know for a fact you'll be able to find topics in all of them. History, Masters in Applied Science, PhD
Okay.
Economics,
Ah,
microbiology. We got digital banking.
wow.
There's climate change,
We have a lot of
climate change policy.
brilliant
So
people
some
here.
great examples here.
Oh, good, good, good. I like that. I like that. I'm going to pick one very soon. But before I do that, I'd like to take you through what should be in your on your mind when you are applying for PhD opportunities. What should be on your mind, especially when you are looking for advertised projects. There are three major places where we find these projects. I want you to take note of this. There are three major places. This is like the we are going into the meat of the session. All right. So there are three major places where you find PhD projects. You find them on findaphd.com, number one. Number two, you find on jobs.ac.uk, and you can visit individual university websites. So if there's a particular university that you like and you want to study there, say University of Manchester or any university in the United Kingdom, and you don't know if they would have opportunities, if they would have funded opportunities, you can visit their website. Most of the opportunities that universities will have would usually be advertised on their websites. Not all the time, to be honest, but you will find some opportunities there. And that's why we have three. So that if you don't find what you want on findaphd.com, you don't find what you want on jobs.ac.uk, you will find something on the university's website. All right. Major consideration, like Tyler said, what are my interests? All right. You need to identify your interest. Tyler said he likes birds, ecology related things. All right. So that's what you want to identify. Most people go into applying for PhD project without first identifying their interest. And when you don't identify your interest, you don't know what you are looking for. These are databases. I'm going to show you a chart in a bit. I'm going to show you a pyramid in a bit. But these are databases. You must know what you are looking for your search to be reasonable. If you don't know what you are looking for, your search will just be all over the place. You just be looking for things, let me check what people have put on the chart. So we have somebody that has a bachelor's degree in biochemistry. Somebody has a master's in accounting and finance, wants to do a PhD in business management. Somebody has an MBA, wants to do something in business management. Somebody is a medical doctor and MSc in immunology, wants to do something in infectious diseases. This is what I like. You must know what you want to do. I hope there's nobody here that says I don't really know what I want to do. If you don't really know what you want to do, I think we need to probably hold a different session for you, to be able to take you through. Okay, what are your interests, or what are you passionate about, or we want to look into your transcript and know, okay, your strong points. But I believe that whilst you are here, you already know what you are passionate about, and that's what I can see here. All right, I'll go to the next slide. Now, this is the flow. Guys, this is the flow. The first thing is you are visiting the database. Please confirm that you can see my screen because it's very important. You are visiting the
We can see your
database.
screen, Sam. Yeah, we can.
Okay, great, fantastic. Thank you, Tyler. So, visiting the database I'm talking about is the findthephd.com that I said earlier, findthephd.com, jobs.ac.uk, and the university database. So,
Sorry, Sam, can we go full screen, not have so it's slightly easier for people to see? So just press the slideshow button at the top.
Just click on slideshow. Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, there
so
you go, thanks.
is it better now?
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
so you're welcome. So visiting the database, find a phd.com, jobs.ac.uk, university's website, fall in this section. And you see that this is the largest section. This is the largest section. Now, once you have gotten to this place, you will find a lot of opportunities there. You will find self-funded opportunities. You will find fully funded opportunities. You will find partially funded opportunities. Now, let me explain this to you. There are sometimes you would find some opportunities that will say it's fully funded. Please don't be deceived. Make sure you check it properly, because it may just be fully funded for a home student. It may be fully funded for a home student. And if you are an international student and you just see fully funded and you jump on it, you need to be careful, because the idea is that once they give you the admission, you will pay the difference between the home fees and the international fees. And that can be close to 10,000 to 12,000 pounds. So you don't want to get frustrated, because before going higher up the ladder, higher up the pyramid, you must settle it here. So once you find an opportunity, you must be able to figure out if it is self-funded, fully funded, that is fully funded for international, or fully funded for home students, or if it's partially funded. All right. So filtering, that's the next layer of the pyramid. Filtering. You have to filter by location. I'm going to show you these things in a bit. Filter by location. You can filter by institution if you like. If there's a particular institution that you want to, that you want to study in, you can filter by institution. Funding type, you can filter by, is it fully funded for EU students? Is it fully funded for home students? Is it fully funded for international students? Am I an EU student? For international students, we are not under the EU. All right, you're not European students. So every time you want to select that, it makes your search easier. Of course, you can stay here for 3 hours just searching on this lower part of it. You can stay here for 3 hours just searching and searching and searching. But when you go to the next layer, it makes your searching more concise, more precise. All right. So the next thing you want to do, which is this layer, you want to zone in. Now, this is the point where you want to pay attention to keywords. Now, Tyler spoke about keywords. Very important. This is the point where you want to pay attention to keywords. You want to identify if the projects you have found, which are fully funded, let's not forget, they are fully funded, but you want to find out if they are the type that fit your skills. That's why I say zoning. This place is very important. You have to check, do they fit my skills? Do I have skills that can, attend to this research? Do I have skills that can contribute significantly to this research? All right, so it's a place where you want to pay a lot of attention. Many projects you will see, they will not be your project. Take it from me. If you are somebody like me, I'm plant related, plant guy. My bachelor's was in plant biology. All right, my dissertation in bachelor's, focused on sweet potato, hypomia batatas. All right, so it was just about, it was ecophysiology, an ecophysiology project. So if I see a project for PhD now that is fully plant, let's say the plant DNA or plant genomics, that is fully plant genomics, it may not fit my skill because my skill is in physiology, even though it's plant biology, but it's under physiology. So by focusing on physiology, I will be able to filter anything here again, even though it is fully funded, even though it is plant biology. I'll be able to take away things that do not fit my expertise. If you are getting me, let me know in the chat section that we understand you, because I need you to understand. The moment you can understand this, your search will be easy. Your search will be easy. Just let me know that you understand. You understand. Just say, I understand. If you don't understand, say, I don't understand. And I can quickly take it. All right. And the next thing is you want to, okay, I understand. I'm saying I understand. That's good. Oh, somebody say, can I enlarge it? Oh, sorry, I didn't see it earlier. Good. I understand. I understand. I understand. Very good. Very good. That we understand. Now, the next zone is the application zone. Now, that application zone is if you have done your assignment here properly. Let me tell you something. If you do your assignment here properly, when you apply, and you apply with the things that we'll be teaching you today, when you apply, you would most likely, most of the time, you will get the feedback. Even if the feedback is, oh, you are very good, but we don't have funding. Even if that's the feedback, or you are very good, but there was somebody better than you. But we encourage you. There was a particular PhD that I applied to. They reached out to me and said, we encourage you to apply for next year, because for 8 positions there were 1,040 something applicants. So they said, you have a good profile, but it was not as strong as other people. So that's what I'm saying. If you do your assignment here, even at least you will get a feedback at the least. All right. Application is, just submitting your documents, submitting your passport, submitting your statement of purpose, and submitting everything that they ask you to submit. You usually do this on the university's website. All right. You usually apply to the university and just quote that you are applying for this particular scholarship. So we are going to do a live demonstration on findaphd.com. Let me look for somebody say, I'm following you keenly. Very good. Very good. Very good. So let's search. Somebody said they are in microbiology. Olayinka or not. So Olayinka said I'm in microbiology. Don't worry, you can start dropping your questions. We'll take them once we are done with the session, or even we can answer them in between. But just if you have a question that is bothering your mind, before you forget, drop them. Our admin will keep an eye on it, and we can answer them once we are done. Findaphd.com is where we are going to right now, and we're going to be checking for microbiology PhD project. Pay attention, and I hope that you find something reasonable. Please confirm that you can see my screen. Confirm that you can see my
it, Sam. Yeah, we can.
Okay, thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. Okay, somebody saying yes, yes. Okay, good. Now, this is findaphd.com. I think Tyler posted the link on the chat, I guess. Tyler, did you do that? Like find a PhD? I think I saw something like that.
Yeah, it's on the chat. If you start to be in the chat, I'll put it again now so you can access it.
Okay. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. Okay. Let me take this thing away. It's disturbing me. Okay. This is the interface of findaphd.com. We cannot do everything here. We cannot do findaphd.com and then do jobs.ac.uk and then no, we're going to do findaphd.com because most of the PhD projects are here. Let's check microbiology. Now, before even searching, see how many PhD projects can you see here? It says search 6,000, as at last week, it was 5,000. It's telling you something, that this is application period. This is the application season. And if you don't take action now, you may need to wait another year. See, it's saying 6,000. Last week it was 5,000. Earlier this year it was 3,000. So at least 3,000 extra projects. Just imagine that. 3,000 extra projects across several disciplines have been added. Now, but that's not our concern. Our concern now is microbiology. So I will type microbiology here and then search. So it's going to bring out microbiology projects. All right, microbiology projects. As you can see, it says there are 287 microbiology PhD projects, programs, and scholarships. Now, but don't let us be distracted, because we have to filter. Because in this project now, you will find some that is for UK students or EU students, or is for international students only. I mean, if it is for international students, that means home students can apply, but not all. You cannot apply to a home students only PhD project unless you want to pay the difference between home fees and international fees. For those of you that don't understand, home fees can be 8,000 per year because they are natives of the like Tyler, for example. Tyler is not paying any money anyway. He's enjoying some funds. But I'm saying that if it was going to be self-funded, for example, it would be paying home fees. All right, it will pay 8,000. But I mean, 8,000 is an abstract number I'm just bringing off my head. But for me, as an international student, I will be paying 16,000 or 18,000 because I'm an international student. All right, I'm coming to learn from what is here. So I'm saying that if you find a PhD that is for home students only, right, and you want to apply, you must be ready to pay the difference. And I know that we are smarter than that, so we are not going to pay any difference. We're going to look for funding. So location. Let's come to location. UK is what we are looking at. All right. Location, UK is filtering it for us. We then say show results. You can, if you want to do institution in the UK, you can do institution. All right. But we're not going to do institution. I don't advise you to do institution because it's a waste of time. All right. It's a waste of time because, you want to expand your horizon to any university. I was in Liverpool. Now I'm in University of Plymouth. From Liverpool to University of Plymouth is about 6 hours. But when that's where the money is, and I came. That's where the funding. That's where I got funding. Anyway, now you want to check funding. This is where I said you're going to check and be very intentional. If your father is very rich and is like a politician and he can afford to pay your tuition fee, just click I am a self-funded student. You're fine. All right. It's easy. My own father is not a politician, so I know where I know where I'm going. All right. Now, if you are a European student, excluding UK, as you can see, excluding UK, European students, Germany, you are from Germany, you are from Poland, you are under the EU. All right. You pick this one. I'm a UK student. For people like Tyler, I'm a UK student. This is what you pick. I'm a non-European student. If you are an international student, out of all this category, this is where you pick. If you pick anything like anything here, you are going to find a lot of opportunities, funded, not funded. One you can do, you cannot do. But let's save ourselves the stress. I am a non-European student. I pick that. It reduces the number of PhDs that are available to 141 results. So I know that anything I'm finding here is a fully funded project. Have I made your life easier? So show all. So now, the first one we can see here is when nutrients turn toxic, how metals shape microbial coexistence. So look, just reading the project, for somebody that is in microbiology, something must peak inside of you. Like, oh, I like this project. Oh, what's this about? All right. For an overview, you can look at the overview. It's going to close 5th of January 2026. It's a PhD research project. Yes. It's competition funded, but it's students worldwide. Let's click. Tyler, hello?
No,
Yeah, I
continue.
think so.
I think
Just
that
came
was
off mute accidentally. It's fine.
Okay. I thought
Yeah,
somebody
we
was
can
saying
continue.
something. Okay, so we'll click on it. If you are understanding me, please say I'm understanding or I understand, because I don't want to take you to this point now and we are lost. Just say I understand so that I can be sure again that we are flowing. I understand. I understand. Good, good, good. Thank you very much. I like that feedback. Now, this, as you can see, let me just show you quick things quickly. When nutrients turn toxic, this is the project title. As you can see, this is the principal investigator, Dr. K. Joko. This is the person that is the principal investigator. This is just a quick overview. Now, let's read about the project. In this project, you will test how metals, which are toxic nutrients, fundamentally shape which species can live together in bacterial ecosystems. Number one, I can pick it already that you know something, or you have done something in bacteriology. I can pick it already that you have done something in environmental science. I can pick it already that you must have done something probably in toxicity, metal toxicity. You see, just by reading this, I can say a couple of things that you need to have already. All right. So background, usually you read this, but I'll give you a minute to read this. Or let me read it to you. Every living ecosystem on Earth, from human guts to the open ocean, is a community of species living side by side. Just read it now. We now come here to explain which species can and cannot live together and why. Ecologists. Now, ecologists, what's his name? Tyler is an ecologist, but Tyler is not an ecologist in this area. He's an ecologist in another area. All right. So if you are an ecologist, so it says ecologists have developed a powerful mathematical framework known as coexistence theory. However, this theory assumes nutrients are purely good and toxins purely bad, overlooking cases where a single substance like a metal is good in small doses but bad in large doses. Now, you just read this. The idea is that you read this. I'm just skimming through because not everybody is microbiology on this training. All right. So you now look at the project. This is the thing that they are trying to investigate. For some of them, they will find you have it structured like this. For some of them, you don't have it structured like this. But either ways, this is what they are trying to investigate. So if you can master this thing, my God. So depending on your background and interest, you will focus on experimental microbial ecology, theoretical ecology, that is mathematical modeling, or a combination. Whatever your chosen focus, you see, they're even giving you flexibility. You will first study how the population of each bacterial species responds to metal supply. This will help you predict how community of bacteria behaves. To test your predictions, you will now create synthetic communities containing 2 or more species. You will track. So they are telling you what you are going to do in this project. Already, you can already know whether you are fit for this project or you are not fit for this project. Because now they will say, let us, you can read all these things, training, the kind of training that you will get, and the kind of training that you probably should have. Let me see. So for this particular one, it says you will build on this foundation and learn how to conduct collaborative interdisciplinary research involving microbiology, ecology, and mathematics. Now, if as an individual that's going to apply for this project, you have microbiology background and you have an empirical background as well, say bioinformatics, biotechnology, data analysis, something empirical, something mathematical, let me tell you something, you are a good fit for this project. Provided also you have you have what I said in the beginning, you have some ideas about toxicity, you have done something in the line of metals, so metallic toxicity, or ecology, microbial ecology, things in that regard. All right, you will know that you are fit for this project. Now, what do you do next? You prepare your statement of purpose. Because of time, we're not going to go too deep into all these things. But I think I even released I read my statement of purpose on TikTok. So if you are not on TikTok, go there. Or if you're on TikTok, go there and you can read it. You can see how I structured it. All right? You can see how I structured it. But that's the same thing you want to do. What you want to do, overview. I'm still going to talk about statement of purpose, but I'm just telling you how you find the project. I'm going to talk about statement of purpose later in this training. But this is what you do. Now, I'll give you an idea quickly. This Dr. K. Joko, you want to browse about him. Who is this man? So let us go there quickly. Let us go there quickly. Dr. K. Joko. All right. Now, this is the man. Oh, sorry. Hey, woman. Apologies. Apologies to women here. I thought it was a man. Oh. So, look at our. See, this thing is not. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. The moment I'm picking a project that Dr. Joko is supervising, then I'm checking Dr. Joko's profile. I can already see bacteria. So look at our research. You're going to read it. I'm not going to read it to you. You're going to read it. If you are in this line, you know that you are going to Dr. Joko is going to like you. If you know metals in microbiology, you have done something in infectious diseases. You don't necessarily to have done, you have worked here, you have worked here. No, I'm saying that if you have strong strong basis on these things, that maybe in your bachelor's degree you touched on all these things, you can capture them in your statement of purpose. We'll be teaching how to capture that probably in a more different setting. But I just told you, you're going to come here to look, you're going to dig into who that person is, because when you know what the person likes, you will be able to know what to capture in your statement of purpose. I just saved you a lot of stress. So this is how to find a phd.com. Find a PhD project on findaphd.com. You can explore different routes like jobs.ac.uk. Like I said, let me come out of here. Jobs.ac.uk. Let me go back. Jobs.ac.uk, find the phd.com, and individual universities website. For any individual university website, just search the university, so university, fully funded PhD in so university, and that's it. All right. So you can start dropping your questions. We are going to go for a break now, 5 minutes break, and once we are back, Tyler will come in to tell you how to email supervisors. Let me know if you are enjoying the class already. Let me know if you are getting value. Just say, I am getting value. I'm getting value. So for some of you, you did not know this thing before. So it's a value addition. So we're going to go for a break now, and we're going to be back 3:46. 3:46. See you very soon. I can see your comments. I'm getting value, learning a lot. I'm getting value, learning a lot. Very helpful. Amazing, amazing. I'm very happy that you are getting value. All right, so Tyler is going to come next at 3:46. Let me get a cup of water. Okay. I hope we have grabbed a cup of coffee, grab a cup of tea. Let me know if you are here now. If you are back, let's know. Let's hear you are back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Or I never left. Just say I never left, and then I'll hand over to Tyler shortly after, immediately now. All right. I never left. Somebody say I never left.
Quickly point out, so we are recording this session for anyone who just joined, and we send you an email after the session with link to recording, which will be posted on YouTube as well. We also send you a PDF of all of the slides so that you can access them for your own reference.
That's good. Tyler, you have the floor.
So yeah, it looks like everyone's back, so let's get back to it. So I'll talk to you a bit about how to actually email your supervisors. So now that you've done what Sam just talked you through, found the perfect project, so looked up how to find a supervisor, looked at their supervisor's profile on the websites, and to know who you want to apply to, you can now actually send them an email. And I'd actually recommend you email the supervisor before applying, even if it's officially advertised. Still send them an email just to show that you're interested. Some PhDs might have 500, 1,000 applicants. You need to stand out as that top applicant. So send them the email just even if they don't reply, we'll make them remember your name, make them realise, oh, this person's serious, this person actually sounds good. So they pay extra attention to when they see your application, when they recognise your name. So there's two main types of emails which you may want to send. Either to ask about an existing project or to send a cold email, which I'll talk about in a moment. But if asking about an existing project, this would be about a project which you've seen advertised on findaphd.com, jobs.ac.uk, or sometimes advertised on LinkedIn or the university website, or even by just Googling PhDs in the history of the Second World War. You might find some PhDs advertised in that means as well. And then by email, you want to show that you're interested in the project, maybe ask some questions about the research topic, ask for a meeting before the application, ask for help with the application. Some supervisors will reply and will give you very good advice. Other supervisors may be quite busy and may not reply, but don't be offended by this. Still apply because it might just be the university's policy that they are not allowed to reply. I sent a few emails and got responses saying, sorry, I would love to help, but I'm not allowed by the university to help you. Please just apply. So don't be offended by this. Just apply anyway if you're interested. And the second type of email is cold emails. So this isn't cold as in shoving some blocks of ice down your top. This is a cold as in so this is a cold email as in send an email out of the blue to your supervisor who isn't necessarily advertising the PhD, who hasn't advertised the project, but you think they seem cool, they seem like a nice person. Let's get some more information. Because there's a lot of hidden PhDs out there. The one which I applied to and I'm sitting at the moment was a hidden PhD. I did not apply through the university. I did not apply through the website. I emailed the supervisor with my CV with the steps to talk you through in a moment. We had a meeting and they said, that's a brilliant PhD. If that's a great idea, let's give you a project. And then I got your project by basically sending an email. So if we go back slightly, there we go. And I just recommend you give this a go. Just Google supervisors and just email people you find interesting. So in these emails, next slide, please, Sam. So there's these emails need to be quite short, quite sharp. Remember, these academics are going to be incredibly busy people. They have 5 days a week to do probably 10 days worth of work. They're incredibly busy. I've been speaking to my supervisor lately. She's been telling me that she'd love to research and supervise 5 days a week, but she only actually has time to do the research 1 day a week. yes, a full academic, the head of a department, somebody with 50 to 100 papers under the name, only researches 1 day a week because they're too busy with other jobs. So you need to make your email short, sharp, and to the point to make sure that the supervisor can read it in 30 seconds and make a decision. Do I want to respond? Is this person a good potential candidate? So to do this, these are 4 paragraphs which you should follow. The first paragraph is you need to say about your experiences. So, for example, you might write something like, "Dear Professor so and so, I've recently graduated my master's in this, and my undergraduate degree was in this. I have taken a gap year, or I have industry experience in this company for this many years. I am interested in applying to a PhD to learn about this subject, and I want to, after my PhD, get a career in academia or a career in applied science or in a lab or whatever you're interested in. So, just a quick introduction, who you are and what you want out of your PhD. So, remember the questions we said about at the start? Think about why you want a PhD. How you answer them questions is what needs to go into this paragraph. Then, in the second paragraph, you want to write about why you're interested in the research, what key skills you want to learn. So let's just take a supervisor who's, I don't know, researching the history of World War II, for example, and they specialise in, I don't know, the Blitz. Okay, so the Blitz, if you're not aware, that's when the Germans invaded England and bombed London. So, say if you want to apply to a PhD studying the Blitz. So, what you might say you're interested in the Blitz because it was your favourite topic in your masters, and I don't know, you might be fascinated by a certain historical figure who played a role in the Blitz. And then you might want to say what key skills you want to learn. So, for a history PhD, you might be interested in learning how to interpret it and how to learn about historical figures. Or for a ecology or biology-based PhD, you may want to learn physical hard skills. You might want to learn how to analyze genomes in the lab, or you might want to learn how to listen and identify bird sounds. Whatever you're interested in, this is what needs to go in this paragraph. And you want to tailor it to what the researcher studies. Yes, they may not have advertised a PhD, but through reading their university website, their personal blogs, seeing if the person's published any papers or made any documentaries or YouTube videos, you'll be able to get a general idea of what they're interested in and see where that is the same as what you're interested in. And that's what's important, where your interest matches their interest and how it combines. And then you want to link your skills, which you want to learn and already have, to that hypothetical project. Then in the third paragraph, you want to show off a bit. You want to prove to the academic that you actually know what you're talking about. By writing this email, you've proven that you're assertive, you've proven that you're good at writing, you've proven that you're good at English. Great. Now prove that you're a good historian, or a good scientist, or a good economist, or good, I don't know, geographist. Whatever you're applying to, you need to prove that you know what you're talking about. And there's 2 ways that you can do this. Either read one of the papers, which is relevant, and talk about the paper. Say, I read your recent paper, Collins et al. 2021, and was fascinated by this idea which you proposed. You said that, I don't know, all plants are green, and I'm fascinated by this idea because I've in the past I thought all plants are blue. So I love the idea that you found out that plants are green. But can I ask you a question about this paper? I was confused by in your conclusion you mentioned this idea of this question. Can you please clarify what you meant by this point? By doing this, obviously in a much more detailed level and less ridiculous than plants being blue, you'll be able to prove that you actually know what you're talking about and that you know the subject. Your other option is to link your various experiences to your past experiences. This is the technique which I personally used. My master's thesis was quite relevant to the PhDs I wanted to apply to. So I wrote a paragraph, talked about my master's thesis, what my results were, that I want to publish the thesis, and a bit about how the skills I've learned can link into the PhD or link into the supervisor's research. Because they love to see that you've done stuff in the past and that you're able to use that going forwards. Then finally, in the fourth paragraph, you want to ask for the availability to meet. So this, you need to be very assertive and very careful how you word it. I do not want you to ask, can we meet? Yes, do not ask, can we meet? This is giving them the option to say yes, but also to say no. Use a bit of psychology here. Ask when they can meet. Ask when are your availabilities. Write a sentence along the line of, thank you for your time, and I really look forward to collaborating with you in the future. When are your availabilities to meet to discuss this research in more detail? Let me put that in the chat so we can all see it. When are your availabilities to meet so we can discuss this research in more detail? Okay, so that's in the chat with a typo, I'm afraid. I'm bad at spelling, like every good scientist, I'm bad at spelling. And this is the sort of sentence which you want to finish your paragraph with, finish your email with. And then after that, just a very quick sentence saying, please see my CV attached. And then don't do this mistake, which I've made a few times, and actually attach your CV. The amount of times I sent an email, realised I forgot to attach my CV, and then had to send a very embarrassing follow-up email saying, dear Professor so-and-so, I'm sorry I forgot to attach my CV. Please see it attached. It just doesn't make you look good. And unsurprisingly, then people didn't get back to me. So make sure everything's attached. So as a quick summary of writing tips on what to actually include in this email, you want to firstly make sure you keep it brief. Okay? So 4 paragraphs at most, and then 2 to 4 sentences per paragraph. Obviously, this varies a bit, but you want to keep it quite brief. And you want to use formal academic language. Okay? So by this, I don't mean saying, hi mate, I saw that you're advertising a PhD. This is really cool. I love your research. Can we collaborate? I'm fascinated by cells. They're going to hate that. You need to make this like a business email. You need to be very assertive, but also not be pushy, be formal. Say something along the lines of, dear Professor so and so, I'm interested in your research. I've done this. Can I ask a few questions? Can we meet? See my CV attached. Kind regards. And also a few tips on how to start and finish your email. Firstly, start your emails with the correct title. Is it a professor or is it a doctor? I know in America and some other countries, all academics are called professors. In the UK, if you're an international student, this is slightly different. Um, in the UK, when you pass your PhD, you become a doctor. Okay? And all academics are called a doctor. A professor is an academic who's done a very significant thing in their research, who's done something incredible, and then they're awarded for your title professor. And this will be very clear on their website. So make sure you call your doctors doctors and professors professors, because otherwise some people will take offence to this. Exactly the same as you'll take offence if somebody uses the same for your one pronoun for yourself. They take offence if you call a professor a doctor. So make sure you get that correct, and it should be quite easy to find on the university website. And then you need to be confidently writing, not say stuff like "I know," instead of "I believe." Just be very factual. Make them think you know what you're talking about. And most importantly, don't use AI. Don't use the chat GPT, because anyone can realise that you've used it. It's so obvious when reading the email that it's written by AI. Don't do it. But you can use AI for proofreading, for spell checking. So even if this might be Grammarly, if you have got it already, I highly recommend you download Grammarly, just because it saved every essay I've ever written, all my applications. They go through Grammarly. It makes sure all your spelling, all your punctuation, all your grammar is correct. But also you can use a ChatGPT to ask it prompts to proofread and look at the logic of your essay or of your application. So I put a few prompts in the chat which are quite useful. So you might want to write something like, give me your advice on, I don't know, how to improve this application. So give me advice on how to improve this PhD cold email. Okay. Or you might want to ask questions along the lines of assess the logic of this essay. So assess the logical structure of this application. So I'm not asking it to write something. I've already got something written. I've copied and pasted my application into it, and then I've asked it to tell me about the logic. Then it will just give you a few bullet points on what's good, what's bad, what can be improved. Not stuff which you can copy and paste. You're still writing it yourself, but you can then just use this to brainstorm ideas and make it better. And then you also want to make sure you oh, there's a quick question in the chat. I'll reply to it. So it asked, I'll be asking the supervisor to meet physically or remotely. Um, in your application email, I'd probably say something along the lines of you can meet in person or online at their convenience. I almost guarantee they're asked to meet online, because they might be in Scotland, you might be in Wales, you'll be told to different parts of the country. So physically is a bit impractical, but you can still put the offer out there just in case they say yes. And if you get a chain of emails going, if you get a conversation started, they might eventually invite you down to meet them in person to discuss your application or have an in-person interview, which again is a great opportunity. And if they offer it, say yes. Really, as a tip, if it asks you something, say yes to everything. Don't say no, just say yes and see where it leads. And then, final tip, make sure your emails are personalised to the supervisors. You can use a rough template for your emails. I had a rough template which is sent to everyone, but I changed it slightly for every supervisor. So instead of saying, Dear Professor Collins, I might say, Dear Professor Andrew, or Dear Dr. Simon. I changed the name, also changed the research, because everyone researches different things. One person might study seabirds, another person might study birds in Africa. Again, similar but different. Make sure you emphasize this. Or in a genetics point of view, say if you want to look into CRISPR genome editing, you might also want to look at PhDs who are researching, I don't know, a different type of genome editing, just because it's similar but slightly different. Mention this in your email. Don't be afraid to go for someone who's not identical to you. As long as they're similar enough and you find it interesting, there's no harm in asking. And don't be scared or disappointed or disheartened if someone doesn't respond or they respond with no. Use this as a learning curve. What have I done bad and how can I improve? And even if you meet with them in a meeting over Zoom or Teams or in person if you're lucky, also, and they say no, don't be disappointed. Ask, how can I improve? I met with a supervisor at Oxford. Yes, I sent email to this person at Oxford in normal cold email. They came back to me saying, hi, yes, I'd be happy to meet. So brilliant, I thought. I had a cold email which allows me to have a meeting with a top academic at the University of Oxford. Brilliant. I thought, perfect, go PhD at Oxford. Met with them. They said no. I said, okay, thank you, but can you tell me why you've said no? How can I improve my application in the future? And you know what they did? They then gave me an hour one-to-one tutorial on how to apply to PhDs and how to improve my application. They looked at my CV, they edited my CV, they told me what other people to apply to, who to speak to. They've given me so many tips on how to apply, which really helps. So ask why it's a no, and don't be scared. Just ask for the advice. So does that make sense to everyone? If so, can you just type in the chat that you've understood that you understand how to do this? Perfect. Okay. And finally, if they don't respond, you can send a follow-up email, either because they forget to respond or they're simply not interested in you. You probably should send this about 5 working days after the first email. If they don't respond to the second follow-up email, probably time to give up because they're probably not going to respond. For all you know, they might even be retired. I applied to someone who was retired and they came back to me with an automated email saying, hi, I'm retired. And I was like, oh, hey. So that person obviously I didn't apply to, but there could be multiple reasons why they don't respond or why they say no. So I've sent these follow-up emails, but be polite, be brief. Give a quick recap of what you want. So your PhD applicant, you want to start from this year, and you want to meet in at their convenience. But don't repeat the previous email. You're replying to the email. They can see in the email chain what you've said before. They can see your CV. They just need to know that you're still interested. And if you're lucky, they might respond to that. I've got a friend, she sent three follow-up emails, didn't get anything, but the next person they responded, they got a reply within 5 minutes, and now they're fully funded international PhD at the University of Glasgow. So what this does work. It's worked for me, it's worked for my friends, I've got no someone at Glasgow, someone at Bristol, someone at Swansea, someone at Reading. I know so many people, internationals and nationals, who this cold email technique has worked for. So try it. I can't guarantee it'll work, but I can't guarantee it'll fail either. Apply through this. Apply through the official findphd.com, jobs.ac.uk, and see what happens. So over to you, Sam.
All right. Yes, guys. This is like the the final quarter, the final 25% of the workshop. And I hope that you have gotten value so far. If you have questions, don't worry. There's a time we have allocated for the questions. Thank you, Tyler, for that very beautiful presentation. You see, you have to understand that you can use all your arsenals when you are applying for PhDs. You can use all your arsenals. For somebody like me, I only used, I only applied for advertised projects, and was just mainly focused on findaphd.com. But there are some projects that may not be advertised directly on findaphd.com, but that you may need to write about. Especially, listen, if you are in management and arts or humanities, you will most likely need what Tyler just presented upon. You will need to write cold emails. Very important for you. Very important for you, because for you, there may not be so many advertised projects, but you will need to, get a supervisor, get someone whose interests align with yours, whose paper you have read, right? And then you follow the steps that Tyler highlighted in the video. I mean, if you need to watch it again, we'll put it up on our YouTube channel so that you can watch. The link to the YouTube channel will be on the chat very soon. One of our admins will put it there. Application materials. It is not enough to say, I want to eat jollof rice. Jollof rice in Africa is a red kind of rice. But for somebody like Tyler, maybe fried rice. It's not enough to say, I want to eat fried rice without having the ingredients. If you say you want to eat fried rice, you may be eating fried rice in your dream. If you want to eat fried rice, you may only feel the experience, but you may not actually know the experience. You may feel the experience, you may not know the experience. Now, it's your application materials that makes your application stand out. It's your application materials that tells the supervisor whether you are good for him or you are not good for him. So if you don't have good quality application materials, or if you cannot prepare it properly, this is the challenge. You will not get anywhere. I applied for more than 50 opportunities in the UK. I got more than 47 rejections. Now, I say more than because I stopped counting at 50. I got more than 47 rejections. And most of the rejection, they were not because I was not qualified. Because I did not change who I was until I got the admission. I was the same person that started the application, the same person also that got the PhD after 2 years of applying. But I was different all along. Now, what was different about me? It was my application material. I didn't change, but I presented myself better. Now, let's go. There are 4 major application materials. 4 major application materials. Academic certificate and transcript. This is very obvious. This is how you prove that, oh, I went to school. This is how you prove that I did my RQF6, that is the bachelor's. I did my bachelor's degree. I did my master's degree. This is how you prove that what you did in your master's degree or bachelor's degree is relevant to what the supervisor is doing. Because there are some courses that have been, or modules that were captured in your bachelor's or master's that will stand you out as a student that is able to work with a particular supervisor or not. Have you done some things? These are the places that should be captured. All right. Your academic certificate and transcript is weighty. All right, it's weighty, but they are weightier matters. So academic certificate and transcript, I advise that get that one at hand. All right, have it close to you so that when you are applying, you are. So if you are an international student, I know that sometimes there's something they call official transcript and then there's student copy. Get your student copy. Get your student copy at hand. If you're okay, let me ask, how many of you have your transcript right now? Because if you don't have your transcript, I don't know how I want to start with you. So how many of you have your transcript right now? Your student transcript? I have. Okay. I have it. Okay, good. Okay, good. So I assume that we are serious people here. Yes, serious people. Toby says I have. Michael, Aishat, Ophila, Lufones, Ibanash, Nebel. Everybody says I. Okay, that's good. You have testimonial. You need to get transcript. All right. You don't have for MSc, but you have for bachelor's. Okay. You need to get for MSc as well. Even if it's your statement of results for MSc, go and get it. I have. Good. I like that because you need it. And this one is like maybe 15% of the weight of the document. The weight of it is like 15% of everything. So at least you have that one. If you have that one, you are getting somewhere. The next one is your CV. This CV is not the CV that you use to get a job. Yes, PhD is a job, but this CV is called academic CV. It's a kind of CV that captures your academic experiences, your research experiences, that capture your workshops, your presentations, that capture your work experiences that are in alignment with the project. Now, I'll tell you why. I am a plant biology student, right? my work experience when I was in Nigeria was in the travel sector. Now, if I want to submit an academic CV for a position that is a PhD in biological sciences that I'm doing currently, do you think does it make sense to add that particular experience to my CV? Does it make sense to do that? Obviously, the answer is obvious. It's no. It's no. It doesn't make sense to add an experience that is in travel sector, because I can't gain anything significant that will contribute to the project that I'm applying to. It's very straightforward. So all your experiences are not fit for your academic CV. All your experiences are not fit for your academic CV. The only thing that needs to be on your academic CV are experiences, certifications, workshops that are relevant to the project you are applying to. Now, the key word there is relevant. You determine what is relevant, but make sure that what you are putting on your CV is relevant. Most people, because you are going to attach your CV to your cold email, sometimes when they check your cold email, they are sad. They're like, no. They already know they can't pick you, because your CV is saying something, is saying a different statement, different from what you have written in your cold email. Your CV is showing something like biochemistry, then customer service specialist, then they're like, you have gone everywhere. So it has to be relevant. And one thing that I did, that a couple of people do, is they just put a brief of the details, especially because you are applying, if you are sending cold email, the details of referees. Now, is details, as I mean, is just name, position, email. Name, position, email. You can do that for like 2 referees. That's what I do. It's not compulsory. This part is not compulsory, but if you can do that straightforward. Especially if you are submitting cold email. Next document: statement of purpose or personal statement. This one is the heaviest of the document you'll be submitting. Is the heaviest of the document you'll be submitting. Why? This one is the one that tells your academic story. This one is not just like CV that is saying like this portions. This one, you are telling a story. And if you are on Growth HQ on TikTok, if you go to my TikTok now, you will find my personal statement there. It has about 5,000 views from yesterday. You will see it's there. People have saved and shared. Go and save it and share it and save it. Follow the structure. Now, the weightiest document is your statement of purpose. Why? It's representing you in absentia. So before they even have a chance to speak to you, let your statement of purpose speak to them. Go and write that down. Before they have a chance to speak to you, let your statement of purpose speak to them. Because they will not speak to you if your statement of purpose has not spoken to them. They will not speak to you if your statement of purpose have not spoken to them. Very straightforward. Your statement of purpose must be targeted. If you are going to apply for 10 projects, you are going to apply with 10 statement of purpose, different statement of purpose. Now, they will not be too different because it's the same person. All right? They will not be too different, but the keywords will change. The keywords will change because in some places, you're looking at plants in some kind of area. In another one, you're looking at plants in another kind of area. The keywords will change, but your experiences don't change. But the way you craft it that will fit that exact project must change. Don't use the same statement of purpose for different projects. This one killed me. That's why I applied too many times. I was qualified, but I was applying too many times. I was applying with the same statement of purpose. I would just edit the name of the university and send it. Edit the name of the university and send it. Hi. That's a problem. All right. That's why I waited this long. But when I understood that every project must go with one separate statement of purpose, my life changed. It got better. I started getting good feedback, reasonable feedbacks. So, okay, I knew that it wasn't like I was not qualified. It was that you don't have space for me. That's a different ball game. I get what I'm saying. Now, don't just say you have skill. Don't just say you have a skill. Mention how you used it in the past. People just say, I have this skill. If you are from Africa, there is a language we always use. I have ability to work under pressure. I have ability to work under pressure. I am resilient. I am motivated. Hello, sir. Tell us what skill do you have? Tell us the skill you have and how you have used it. Don't tell us you can work under pressure. There's pressure everywhere. Are you get what I'm saying? There's pressure everywhere. Don't tell us that one. Those are generic statements. I am motivated. Even the person that is typing this on his bed is saying I'm motivated. So anybody can type I am motivated, but not everybody can have the skill that you have. Are you get what I'm saying? People can be crying and be saying I'm motivated. I'm resilient. I can work under pressure. Those are generic statements. Avoid too many generic statements in your statement of purpose. I'm telling you secrets. Avoid too many generic statements in your statement of purpose. Don't use generic statements. And say the skills that you have done. For example, let me give you an example. Let me take a sip of. Let's say I did something like a project when I was in my bachelor's that involved using SPSS for data analysis. Now, I will say I have SPSS skill. Like I'm proficient with the use of SPSS. That's a statement. Now, telling them how I used it, I'll say I used it in the analysis of differentially expressed genes and found out. In my bachelor's dissertation, you say how you used it. Just talk about how you used it, and then say that I believe that this skill will be useful in addressing the question in your project. That question in your project, you will say it, addressing the question of analyzing blah, 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 blah. So the idea is, I have a skill. Ebano, good. I have a skill. Next thing you are saying is, I use this skill for this. I can bring this skill and come and use it for this. If it's making sense, somebody say it's making sense. Don't say it's making sense because it has. Don't say it's making sense. It's making sense so that you can understand what I'm talking about. So that I know you understand. Makes sense. Makes sense. Thank you. Thank you very much. I like that feedback. It helps me to know that you understand what I'm saying. Makes sense. So I have this skill. I'm using this skill for this purpose. I've used this skill for this purpose. I want to bring this skill because I know it will be useful in the analysis of the. I have this research skill. My work has been published on this so and so. I believe that this research skill is essential to tackle the blah 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 of this particular project. Blah, 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 blah. So you are not just talking. After you have introduced yourself, after you have told them the school that you went to and the grades that you have, tell them quickly the skills that you have. Don't go too far before saying the skills that you have. I'll leave that to. There's no time. Would have taken you as to how to write it. There's a way to even use AI. Tyler said, don't use AI to think. Don't use AI as your as the generating mechanism or the generating machine. Use AI to package it. There are some skills that you have that you don't know how to package. It was when I started applying for PhDs that I knew that I have certain skills, but I don't know how to package them. So when I tell AI, okay, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that, AI now packages me, and then I read it again to proofread, because sometimes AI can hallucinate a lot and tell you something that it can write about you, and you say, oh, is this me? AI can tell you something about yourself, and you're like, is this me? Are you get what I'm saying? So you proofread again, and then you say, oh, good, 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 good. If the moment it now fits your purpose, then you can go ahead to use it to submit. Now, research proposal is the final document. Research proposal. Now, research proposal is very specific to fields. There are many fields that they will want you to write a research proposal, especially if you're in art and humanities and management sometimes. You need to write research proposal. How do you write research proposal? It's always when needed, when requested. All right? You must first, the same thing we have been saying, understand this research interest of your supervisor. That is knowing that you have your own research interest. When you have your research interest will filter out any other person's research interest that is not aligning with it. So you will now find a set of people, a set of supervisors who have the same research interest with you as you. All right. Once that is gotten, you will now review their literature. I'm giving you secrets now. You review their literature, maybe pick their latest, maybe two latest publications. Or just like I showed you on findthephd.com, go and read about their research interest. Then on their website, you will find their research output. Then read that one too. Read maybe one or two of their papers. You don't have to read it all through. Read the abstract, read the methods, and read the discussion. Now, use literature to critique what they have done. So find a gap. Knowledge gap, very important. Find the gap. Once you found the gap, you can now write on it and tell them how your skill can fill that gap. How your skill can answer that question. How you have done something before to show that you can answer this question. So it is your interest, supervisor's interest, literature, read literature, get a research gap, and then tell them how your skill set can answer that question. Take note. This is the final slide for the presentation. Before we take questions. If you have questions, it's time to start preparing your questions. Take note. UKRI spends £400 million per year. You can go online and check it. £400 million per year on PhD studentships. You can have a share of this. The fee for my PhD over 4 years is close to £200,000. I don't know how much Tyler's own is, but mine is close to almost £200,000. You can have a share of this thing, and it doesn't matter where you are, whether you are from Nigeria or from Ghana or from Zimbabwe or from the UK or from Poland or from Germany, wherever you are watching us from right now, you can have a share of this thing. We have a share now. That's why we can tell you about this. Now, when I say a share of it, it's not like they are sharing the money and giving you your pocket. I'm saying that a share of this can go to your education, can go to your PhD. Now, PhD is not for everybody, but anyone. When I was writing this, I was thinking, should I remove it? I said, no, it's good to be sincere with you. That PhD is not for everybody, but anyone can do a PhD. PhD is not for intelligent people. PhD is for people that are smart, people that can put things together, people that can problem solve. PhD is 30% science, 70% resilience. So if you cannot work on your own and you are smart, PhD is not for you. But even if you are not very smart, but you can ask questions, you can put your mind to work, you can read, you can collaborate, PhD is for you. And I can tell you, PhD is for anybody can do PhD. Anybody can do PhD. But unfortunately, it's just 1% of the whole world that is doing PhD. 1%. Max 2%. Less than 2% of the whole world. So it's though everybody can do it, anybody can do it, rather, anyone can do it. It is still people that decide to do it that still do it. Now, sometimes you have the skills, like I said, but you cannot package it. Now, why we are making this thing very important, this particular workshop, why we are doing it at this time is because many opportunities, like I told you, there are 6,000 opportunities there now. Many opportunities are going to close in January 2026. Between January and February, most of the opportunities will be gone. Most of them. You will still see a few of them, but they will be sparsely available. All right. So this is the right time to act. Because we cannot do everything on this call. There is an advanced class. Now, the advanced class is just for people that want to apply for this particular window. All right. It's not for everybody. It's for people that know that, okay, I want to apply, and I've heard from you. I know how to apply. I know what to do. Okay, I may need some extra support with preparing my statement of purpose. I may need some extra support with reviewing my applications. So the thing is, we have a separate advanced class. That is apart from the general community, because the community is on Telegram. I think the admin will put the link there. On Telegram, we have a community on Telegram right now. But this set of people will be on WhatsApp. They will just be on WhatsApp for 3 months. They will not be on WhatsApp indefinitely, because we will be able to quickly answer them with their queries. We are going to put maybe if they have one-to-one sessions that they want to quickly, check their document, check their application, we can do that. That is aside from aside from teaching them how to now use AI to structure their statement of purpose, how to use AI or how to prepare their documents properly and all of that. So there's an advanced class for that. And if you want to register for that advanced class, it's here. So we're going to be taking questions now. This is the QR code to register for the advanced class. And then this PhD application workshop advanced. We're going to be teaching you everything. And then we're still going to be on a separate platform. Thank you for being here and enjoying this session. We'll be taking questions now. We'll first take some questions that are on the chat. If there are questions on the chat, somebody said the Telegram is
Yes.
expired.
Thank you, everyone. So, yeah, thank you, Sam, for doing that. Just so quickly, Anissa, Sam's mentioned the chat for Telegram link has expired. Can you just get a new one and repost it for us? Thank you.
Yes.
So we go through questions in the chat. We start at the top because I have questions going through the entire meeting.
Yes.
And then if you want to put your hand up, please put your hand up. You can come to the mic and ask a question. If not, type in the chat. And we can answer your question through your type question as well.
Okay,
So
so
first,
go on,
yeah,
sir.
go on, Sam.
Go on.
Okay, so our first question, people are asking about, does your MSc thesis have to fit your PhD topic? And they said, because my research experience is more in infectious disease, I want to study something else. That's
Now,
absolutely fine. Yeah,
okay, so
it doesn't matter. Yeah, go on, Sam.
okay, so what you want to do in your PhD must align with at least something that you have done in your bachelor's. All right. So it doesn't matter if your master's thesis is in something different and you want to do something different in your PhD. Absolutely does not matter. All right. I did for practical example, my master's thesis was in animal science. So I did bioinformatics for animal data, animal RNA sequence data. All right. But what I'm doing right now is plant biology. So it doesn't matter. The most important thing is that master's thesis, don't let it just waste. Are there skills that you have generated from that thesis whilst you engage with the research and all of that? Are there skills that you can then use for applying for this particular one that you want to apply to? Or if there are no skills at all, no worries. Just ignore it. It doesn't matter. All right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and just also to add, I've got a few other friends who likewise did totally irrelevant masters or even undergrads and got into a PhD. I know someone who did a undergrad in computer science and now has a PhD in biology. She can very easily switch fields as
Yeah.
long as you have the appropriate experience to switch.
Yeah.
And yes, you can apply to PhDs with just a bachelor's in the UK. The criteria for getting a PhD in the UK is a 2-1 undergraduate degree. A master's, work experience, a gap year, all of that stuff is optional. Universities like it, and some supervisors write it as a requirement. But in the UK, to get a PhD, all you need is an undergraduate. It could be
Yeah.
an undergraduate from 30 years ago, but that's all you need technically.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
next question. Somebody's saying on the chat right now. Let me read that. So she said, Beatrice said, do you apply with transcript from both bachelor's and master's? Yes, you do. All right. So primarily you need your transcript from your bachelor's. Your master's, I got my PhD before I graduated from my master's. All right. So you can use your statement of results to apply, for a PhD. I mean, if you have a bachelor's already. All right. So use your statement of result from your master's if you don't have it yet. But most of the time, if you want to apply, because they can give you a scholarship and then you will still need to apply to the school. All right. So, but if you want to apply to the school, you would definitely need your transcript because they will request for it. So, but you don't need it immediately before you start. You don't need it before you start, but at some point you're going to need it. All right. Does that make sense?
Just to point out, if you're from an international university and that transcript isn't in English, you will need to have a official translation into English of that transcript. I've got a friend who's had to get it translated for Chinese or German or French. You will need that to translation. So you may have to pay for it, I'm afraid, but
Yes.
you will
I
need
mean,
that,
it's necessary.
unfortunately.
It's good. It's necessary. You have to pay for it, pay for the translation. So somebody said, I asked the question because the PhD topic that I'm currently planning to apply for is more related to work experience. Please address this as well. So if what you are planning to apply to is related to your work experience, make sure that you have an academic background in that area. Even though it's related to work experience, make sure you have an academic background because PhD is built on academic background, not on work experience. Your work experience can make your application more competitive, but your academic background is very important. So make sure that you are building your PhD on your academic background and you are using the work experience as a support to make it competitive. That's the best way to answer that.
There's a few exceptions to that, I may add in. Not mainly if you have like 30, 40 years work experience. If you've not been to university for that period of time, then maybe the work experience, if it's in the field, is going to be equivalent to a degree.
30, 30,
But
30,
that's
40
really the
years
only
work experience.
exception. Yeah, that's the only exception. I know
Okay,
some people have done that,
okay.
but in general, you need to apply with academic experience.
Yes,
And
yes.
then
I mean,
someone else
30, 30,
asked, they
40
have
years
two
is
masters.
yes, yes.
Yeah, yes, you need to transcript for both masters, all degrees, all what masters, all everything you need a transcript for.
Yes, you need a
6 years
transcript.
of experience, yeah, that's brilliant. You can probably, I wouldn't say very easily, but you can definitely get a PhD with 6 years work experience. Talk about it in your application. Also talk about any other degrees, any other qualifications, and merge it all together to make one big application. It's okay to put non-PhD, non-academic stuff into your application. In mine, I spoke about volunteering at a zoo when I was 16. So that was, what, 5 years before I applied. And I spoke about that in my application. So yes, you can talk about work experience without any issues.
Okay, so Monserrat that said that do I need to get transcript for both masters? If both masters are used for the application, you would need to get transcript for both masters. If you're using one of them, you don't, I mean, definitely. But if you're using both of them, you would need to prove that you have academic experience around that area. So I have a first degree in education and a master's degree in business management. Can I apply for a PhD in a different discipline like public health? That's very that's very impossible. I mean
Wouldn't say
in the
impossible,
UK.
but I'd say you need to tailor your application carefully.
So if you have a first degree in education and you have a master's degree in business management, public health may not necessarily be the place to put in a PhD, because you will not be competitive as an individual in that field. Why? Because there are people that are applying for that same PhD that will be applying for that same PhD that have a bachelor's degree in public health. They will consider them before they even think of considering you because the only thing that can be an advantage for you is if you are taking some courses or if you have a discipline in public health or in that area of public health you want to look into, all right, and then you have some volunteering experience, for example. Some people have worked with some NGOs and all of that. So, but if you want to apply for a public health PhD specifically with this background, it may not be very strong. All right, but you'd I would rather say look for something that your experiences fit for. If you don't have experiences that fit that particular PhD project, because you are going there to learn, yes, but you are going there also with a background. If you don't know the basics of that discipline and you want to go and do a PhD in it, you will struggle. You will struggle greatly, and in fact, that's even if you get it. If you get it, you will struggle. All right. History and international studies, masters in conflict, peace, and strategic studies. I want to go for PhD in international tourism management. Okay. I think your combination is good. International history and international studies, conflict, peace, and strategic studies. What I think you should do is you would need to, I mean, with what we have explained earlier, with getting writing a research proposal or writing a cold email, you need to get a supervisor that is in this area of international tourism management. Get somebody. The idea of getting a funding is that there is somebody that's already doing something like that, or there's somebody that has research outputs in that area. All right. So when you get that person, then you can look at what they're doing, then find how your experiences in history and international studies, in masters in conflict peace and strategic studies, how your experiences then fit with that what that person is doing, and then you'll be able to apply for the particular project. So somebody says, should I buy the PhD tool kits on your TikTok page, or I go ahead to subscribe to the? I think you should go ahead to subscribe to the advanced class. The advanced class is richer. All right, most of these things you will get in the advanced class. So instead of buying the kits, I think you should go for the advanced class. When is the
For the
advanced class?
advanced class, you also get 3 months of direct guidance. This would be in the form of a WhatsApp group with Sam, myself, and all the fellow applicants in the advanced class, where we can always bounce off ideas off each other. We can preview each application. You can
Yes.
send us your CV, your cover letters, your cold emails. We say this is good, but maybe a change this sentence or rewrite this paragraph.
Mhm,
You can also speak to other applicants in the same space as you to try and help each other as well to know that you're not doing this alone. It's
mhm.
always nice to have a community to know that there's
Exactly.
other people who are struggling at the same time. Applying to PhD is hard,
Yeah.
but we've done it. A lot of other people have done it. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
So
sure you can do it too.
So yeah, exactly. I mean, with the essence of the community is that people can bounce off ideas from each other. Okay, this person, I think I did this thing and it worked like this. There are many people that are reaching out to me now that they want to, they started this journey when I started talking about it on TikTok. Now they have interviews, and we have to talk about interviews. For example, if there was a group like that, we just do a quick session on interviews. So it's 29th. Somebody say, when is the advanced class? 29th of November 2025, and then we'll be on a separate group for another 3 months. Um, yes, thank you very much, Lou Furness. I am currently doing my master's and I am in my first year. Can I still apply, or should I wait until my final year? How many years is your master's? Afolalu? You don't need to wait. You don't need to wait, especially if masters usually will be 18 months max. All right. So you don't need to wait. If you have done first year already, if you have done first year already, um, and you are probably left with another 6 months, okay, so you don't need to wait. So that because for applications in this cycle right now, you are going to resume in September next year or October next year. So it's better you apply now so that when you are done with your masters, you just transit. I have a professional BTech L7 extended diploma in strategic management and leadership, then MBA degree. I want to do PhD in management or business administration. Okay, you say you have a BTech L7. What's your R BTech L7 extended diploma? Does this what did you do for your bachelor's? Is this the bachelor's? BTech L7?
Okay, yeah, I know the answer to this one. So BTEC level 7, so what? Yeah, that's one of the level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 categories in the UK. Level 7 is equivalent to the UK Masters. So yes, you can
So
apply to a
what's
PhD
the
using
bachelor's?
this. So for everyone who's not aware, in the UK, the education systems are numbered. Level 8 is the highest, and that's PhD. Level 7 is Masters. 6 is a third year undergrad. 5 second year undergrad. 4 first year undergrad. And then below that, so 1, 2, 3 is going to be GCSE and A levels and primary
So,
education.
so Michael Awofodu,
So
what did you have for your level 6? What did you do for your level 6? Did you have anything? Did you do anything for level 6?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. So that's
I think my biggest advice would be to apply to explain what you've done in this course because some supervisors may not have heard of it. You might need to put a few sentences in to explain what you've learned, what you've what skills you gained, and why the course is equivalent to a master's. and then from there, just do normal application. I don't think you have too many issues. You might just need to explain it slightly more detail than other people might in the application,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
that's it. That's it. So the supervisor's
Then
profile.
Beatrice has asked if a supervisor's profile has student hours available and you haven't received the email yet, so should you go and book with the supervisor? How long ago, Beatrice, did you send the email? If it was like a few days ago, or give them a few extra days, if it was about 5 working days a week ago, maybe send a follow up. And if they don't respond to the follow up, you can try booking a meeting with them. But to be honest, this sounds like the supervisor either isn't interested, which I don't want you to be offended by, I don't want you to be hurt by that. It's just a case of they might simply have found someone else already. PhDs are highly competitive. Or it might be a case of they're really bad at responding to emails. But if it's advertised on findapphd.com, apply for that anyway. And if not, I'd recommend finding someone else because there's plenty of people out there. And as I said earlier, it's important to find a good supervisor. And if your supervisor can't even respond to your emails, what does that say about them? Does that say they're never going to give you guidance? Does that say they're never going to give you emails throughout the PhD? Maybe that says they're not possibly the best supervisor. So be very careful about who you apply to. Interview them just as much as they're going to interview you. Then the next question. Please have a MBA and Masters in Information Technology. I intend to apply for PhDs in Management Information Technology and need your guide for proper application. Well, that answer is quite simple. I'd highly recommend you apply to that advanced workshop. We talk you through the application process in more detail, help you with the application material, and also be able to read the application, give you advice on proofreading and improving it to the best level possible. Um, okay, Joseph has asked, studying for MSc in Health Data Science, interested in PhD in Infectious Disease, Bachelor's degree in Bioinformatics. Yeah, they absolutely align. Yeah, public health for data science. People love data scientists. That's a fact. People just love a data scientist. So, even if you've not done a data science degree, but you have done one, brilliant. Even if you haven't, trying to include some data science jargon in your application. For example, I'm very good at art, and also as a person at effort, I can help with art. I'll be doing some art workshops later in the year. But yeah, boast about your data science. People love that. Even if you're changing the fields, it's very applicable to change with. So you're definitely aligning there. Okay, so we've had some great questions so far. If you have any other questions like this one, please post them in the chat. So I've just started my master's 2 months ago, around up by October 26th. Yeah, you can definitely apply when you be finishing masters and starting PhD straight away. You just need to ask yourself, are you happy to have this very quick changeover? A lot of people are happy to have a changeover, or some people like myself prefer to have a gap year. That's completely up to you, but there's no reason you can't apply. So, do you have any other questions? If not, we try and round up this meeting. And as we said throughout this meeting has been recorded and it will go onto YouTube and we send you the YouTube link and the PowerPoint slides through email after this session. So I hope this has been very helpful for everyone. Hope it's given you a taste on how to apply to PhDs and how to get the best applications possible. So if you have any other questions, ask now or forever hold your peace. Well, I say that you can just ask us in the advanced workshop or message us.
Hello? Excuse me.
And the advanced workshop code is here. Do you have a question?
Yes, sir, I do. So
Go
I
ahead.
was the one who sent that I'm currently doing my master's program now. My program is 2 years, and I started in 2025 September. It's going to take me 2027 because it's a 2 year program. So can I start applying now for a PhD, or I still have
Um,
to?
I'd probably wait till next year if this is year too early. You can do some practice applications and start learning how to apply this year. Absolutely. And be a great platform for you to learn how to apply. And we'll still be around next year as well, obviously. Fingers crossed. We will be, I can promise that. But
Okay.
probably apply this time next year. And because you are getting it in a bit early, you can apply a few months early, maybe start sending out your cold emails more like September-ish
Okay.
to get in there early. Yeah.
So,
But at
Okay.
the moment, focus on your masters and good luck with your masters.
Okay.
one thing I'll add with what Tyler said is what he said is that you should do some test applications. Do some text applications. You know, you don't know the strength of your profile until you put it to work. All right. So do some test applications. Tell them I mean, capture it there that you are masters in view. Yeah. But do some test applications. See what they say. Write some cold emails. All right. So that when you now want to start, you are not starting from the beginning. You are learning from everything that you have gathered.
And who knows, one of these test people might absolutely love you and could even say, great,
Yes.
send me
And then they
another
will
email
prefer
in a
for you.
year's time and
Yeah.
PhD's yours.
Yes.
You never know. I know somebody who did that and got a PhD through what a 2 year delay.
So it's possible. So just
Yes,
try.
it's very possible.
Mhm.
And it
Mhm.
also shows your ego. It shows that you're a good student.
Yeah.
So the more assertive, the more proactive you are, that's great qualities for a PhD.
Mhm. Mhm. So thank you very much, everyone. We'll be stopping here because of time. Well, I think we did very well with time. Good job, Tyler and everybody.
We have 7 minutes more. Please, everybody should take a moment to follow us on all social media platforms. If
Okay.
they can do that one now, like just two
Yeah, so we
minutes.
hand over to the admin actually. Tell us what to do.
Yeah. Tyler, sorry guys, I had to just come in. Please, I've been posting and posting. Our social media platform links are there. We can actually just follow. We have our TikTok page, we have our Gmail, we have YouTube, we have Telegrams. As much you will get a lot of information. Follow Tyler on TikTok also because he gives out a lot of information. So follow us on
Yeah, I'll
Telegram.
put my
That's
TikTok page in the chat now quickly. So
Thank you. Thank you so much. So for everybody that wants a lot of information, I think our YouTube channel too is open, so you should check it out.
Yes.
Subscribe, subscribe,
We'll
subscribe,
be doing
subscribe. Like
some very amazing putting some very amazing contents there.
yeah, so like this one now, this one is recorded, so we'll have it on our YouTube channel. So everybody should please subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe, as many people as possible. Yeah, Tyler, just copy the link. Let me help you copy the link. Okay. I was thinking the link would be preferable so they can just click on it. Let me check for it. So guys, follow. I hope we're already Sam, are you already seeing followers? Like are people already clicking? Well, I've given you a lot of information. That's the least you can give us, please, everybody. And register for the advanced class. It's very important. This one, you're having one-on-one section with them. Oh. Like they are taking their time, their resources, everything to go through your statement. Hey, Jesus. I wish I had
Can
this.
I
I
ask a
had,
question?
yeah, you can ask your question. Go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, yeah. So I think you didn't touch on the interview aspect of the application. I learned some of the application you would have to do some form of interview to
Yes.
express yourself.
Yes, Peter, very good observation. One of the things that we want to majorly focus on is the application. All right. The interview is a different ball game entirely. If it's to touch on interview is very, 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 very easy. We can touch on it now, but it's not something that we can go too deep into. That's one of the things that the advanced people and the people in the advanced class will have access to because when they begin to have like interviews, we can train them on certain general questions, on specific questions that are related to the methodology. So, but if we do that here, we won't go too deep. It will be too shallow and unproductive, if you understand what I'm saying. So we need like another 1 hour to train on interviews. Even as making statement of purpose, in fact, we need like an hour to teach you on how to make statement of purpose. And that's why we have put that for a separate advanced class. That's for people that see that, okay, I think I want to do this thing, or I don't want to do this thing. That's the idea. Thank you very much for that question.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
all
and
for
if
now.
anyone has any recommendations for sessions or webinars, anything like this, so again, send us a message. We're more than happy and open to advice. So, yeah. And do you have a question, Samson? Sorry, did you have a question that you were trying to ask and put it in?
Oh, no question, sorry.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry.
Yeah, Eunice, close for us.
Okay, so we want to say a very big thank you to everybody that joined. Thank you so much. 2 hours. Is it 2 hours? We spent 2 hours. Wow.
Yes, yes.
And it was mind blowing, guys. It was mind blowing. I don't know about you, but please let me see comment section. Like, thank you so much, everyone. Like, appreciate us. Write it there, share your feedback, send it to our Gmail, everything. Please respond. We will definitely respond to you also. You can send it to us directly, maybe on TikTok or anything. Just appreciate us. Send your feedback. Tell us how was the free training? How was it? And tell us, will you register for the advanced class? And I hope you have already scanned the QR code. It's very important. Thank you so much, everybody. We call it a close. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Sal. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Bye, and hope to see you in the advanced class. And thank you for
Yes,
joining today.
thank you
Bye.
so much.